Hello, my dear students. Hope you are being safe at home and you have attended your last quiz very nicely. So, today we'll be starting with our chapter number 2, that is buying behavior. Let me tell you, students, this chapter is divided into two different parts, that is consumer buying behavior, and second is organizational buying behavior, more profoundly known as CBB model and IBB model. IBB model because it is known as industrial buying behavior also. As you can see your syllabus over here, this is your syllabus part, and this has been considered as a very basic of marketing. Anybody should know this basic about the marketing, that is consumer buying behavior and industrial buying behavior. Now, being a marketer, it is very much necessary to understand the consumer and his behavior. So we'll be dealing with this chapter, and there are few parts in this chapter. If you see in the part 1, first is the meaning, and then it is a buying behavior of a meaning, the factors affecting of consumer buying behavior, and last but not the least, the 5-step process of CBB model. This is one of the very important question to be asked in your examination, and also very important with the aspect of learning basics of marketing. So let's not waste our time and straight away move to the introduction of the consumer buying behavior. These are the few definitions over here what we need to learn, has been mentioned in your syllabus. The first is, that is, what is consumer behavior. So let's study about the consumer behavior. Consumer behavior is a study of how consumers select, buy, use and dispose the product or services. Fine, let me clarify here. First is how he select. Fine, it means when he has one or more option with him, so he is able to differentiate those option, so he is selecting one of the option. Second is how he is buying. Fine, what is the time of the buy, what is the quantity of the buy, how he is paying, what is the location of buying, is he buying through retailer or he buying through the wholesaler. So all these questions are to be answered in a very right way. How he is using the product. Fine, as we have learned above in segmentation, targeting and positioning, that whether consumer is a heavy consumer or he is a low consumption consumer or he is an average consumer, he's spending averagely and is consuming averagely, and exactly what is a use, what is the purpose of that particular product. For example, today mobile phone is not just a mobile phone to talk or to message. Today mobile phone has become device to capture pictures, to listen to the music, to play games, to watch television, kind of a series you can watch on this. So how you are using your particular product also plays a very vital role. And the last but not the least, that is dispose. Fine, dispose means not always throwing the product. Dispose can also be reselling the product, reselling the old product, exchanging the product with a new one. So how we are disposing our products, as you know that in India, we even use our old clothes to exchange for a new vessels. So that is how the disposal things goes upon. So the entire consumer buying behavior is talking about the selection process, the buying process, the usability process and the disposable process, right, of the product or services. Of what we are talking about, we are talking about the products and services. Okay, so this is the basic definition of consumer buying behavior. Now exactly what behavior means today, now we are differentiating between the consumer buying behavior and the behavior. So what behavior stands for, what is behavior all about? Behavior is a response to any external stimuli. Do remember this term now, the stimuli, the stimulus, regarding to any of our five senses. As everybody knows that a human have basically five senses, that is your eyes, your tongue, your skin, your nose and your ear. Fine, how we are responding to this five senses, that is all about our behavior. If we are seeing a good clothing, a good merchandise, our eyes are getting excited about it. Fine, if we are eating something, our tongue is getting excited about it. If a good beauty cream is there, we are getting excited about it. A good perfume is been, a nose is getting attracted toward it, and a good music has been attracting to our ears. So that is all our behavior about. Now coming to the formal definition about the consumer behavior, you can see here. Consumer behavior is a response to the marketing stimuli. Now first we have talked about the natural stimuli, now we are talking about the marketing stimuli. What are the marketing all about? As I said, it is all about 4 P's. Fine, marketing is all about the 4 P's. So product, price, place, promotion and responses to the modified marketing mix. All right, what is modified marketing mix? That will be seeing in our coming chapters. All right, now if you see here, I have made a diagram. This diagram is available in the book. Not everybody is referring this diagram, but will be definitely referring it. This may not be used in your examination, but is very much necessary to understand it. Now, what is marketing stimuli? As we have read above, what is marketing stimuli? What a marketer is using as to influence you, to motivate you. Then he is influencing the product, is influencing pricing, is influencing the place, and he's also influencing the promotional process. And what is the environmental? Definitely environment is giving you economic thing, technological, political, and cultural. This is already present in your environment. Fine, your nearer environment, you can say a broader environment, all these things are already been present. That is how the nation economy is, what kind of a technology your peer group are using, what is the political structure of your nation, and the last, how you are been culturally exposed. So all these things would be deciding what these two things would be deciding two stuff, that is the buyer characteristics and the buying decision process. Fine, what kind of a product you are using will be deciding your characteristics, and all this environment will be deciding your process. Fine, if the loan is available in the market very easily, definitely you will be referring a loan. Fine, that is a decision process. So this is how the buying responses has been generated for the consumer. Okay, so how buyer responses has been generated? So again, it has four stuff. That is, what is the product choice, from where he will be buying, as I just mentioned above, which brand he will be buying, what time he will be buying. A study reveals that one of the research project I have done with my third year students. So a study reveals that most of the people nowadays likes to buy from the during the tenure of sale. Fine, because a good merchandise is available at a selling period and it is very cheap in nature, so people spend during the sale. So this is basically known as what, this entire model is known as a stimulus response model. All right, do remember it. Again, I'm mentioning this is very important for understanding, but it is not important with the aspect of your examination. Okay, now factors affecting the consumer buying behavior will be starting with here. All right, this is one of your question number one, as you can see in your syllabus. Fine, this is first thing, consumer buying behavior, factors affecting consumer buying behavior. Okay, let's start with this. Now, what factors a consumer has been affected? So the very first thing that consumer has been affected is the cultural factor, and other under cultural factor there are subculture, social class, and other factors are very particularly important for buying behavior. So let's see this. Culture. Culture is the fundamental determinant of person's wants and behavior. The growing child acquires a set of values, perception, uh, behavior, thoughts through his family and other key institutions. Fine, where you are getting most of your cultural things, so that you are getting from your families, your key institutions, like that is your samaj thing, maybe the temple you are associated with, maybe the society you are living with, and the set of values. Fine, what is set of values? This values and perceptions plays a very very important role. For example, many people till today believes that we should not go for a haircut on Saturday, or we should not buy oil, or we should not buy steel on Saturday. This is a belief. Fine, I may not say blind belief, because many people still in India believe that this is not good sign, so we should not buy this stuff on Saturdays. So we have certain values, we have certain perception and certain behavior, and that is all coming from where? So that all is coming from your family and the other key institutions. Okay, each culture consists of these smaller subcultures that provide more specific identification and socialization from the members. That is, for example, Burkha in Muslims. So that is very much specific. That clothing is one of the identification of the culture and values. So how do we get this clothing stuff? So this clothing has been decided by the culture, what kind of a culture we are following. All right. Now, coming to the second point, that is your subculture. Subculture includes what? So, it is including nationalities, religion, racial groups, geographical regions, When subculturals grow large, affluent enough, companies often design the specialized marketing program to serve them. Now, there is a very good example over here. As you know that maximum amount of the Jain people stay in Gujarat, and out of that also maximum people are in Ahmedabad and Surat. So if you see Pizza Hut here, so I think Pizza Hut was the first franchisee that they opened a pure vegetarian franchise in entire India was in Ahmedabad and Surat, because they know that there are affluent people in Surat and Ahmedabad, those who prefer maximum amount of the vegetarian food, pure vegan food. So they have opened up the special franchisee in Surat and Ahmedabad. So this is specialized marketing. This is individual marketing that has been using. Other example is mentioned over here. For example, diversity marketing. For example, Vibrant Gujarat. As you know that government of Gujarat runs a program under the name of the Vibrant Gujarat, and that Vibrant Gujarat is particularly targeting to a specific kind of a people. So that is again very important. Okay, next is the third one is first we have seen here culture. Fine, this is culture. Second is your subculture. Third is your social classes. Let's see that. Okay, social classes are relatively homogeneous and enduring divisions in a society which are hierarchically ordered and whose members share values, interests, and behavior. I'll repeat it: those who are sharing the values, interest, and behavior. Social class reflect not only income; it also reflects the income, but also reflects such as occupations, educations, area of residence, social classes, different dresses, speech patterns, recreational preferences, and many other characteristics. All right. Now, every social class has differed to do with. All right. For example, say for an example, when fasts are going on during Navratra, so many people do not consume like onions, or if you see in Jains that if their Chomasa is going on, fine, their particular season is there, they people avoid eating after 6. For example, if you see in Islamic community, they people avoid having food in day because they keep fast for the entire day. So this entire things comes in what it comes in the social class. Fine. The social class show the distinct product and brand preferences for many areas, including clothing, home furnishing, leisure activities, automobiles. Which car Mukesh Ambani will buy and which car we can buy is totally different. Fine. It's not only about the money, but it's also about where you are living. Fine, where you are staying. So all these things are been included in the social class. If you have seen a movie that is a Hindi medium, so you know that the actor is really very rich, but because he is staying at certain place, the certain geographical area, so they do not show off. Fine, they really do not show off, although they have lot of money. But as they are shifting to a different colony, to a different residential place, their entire lifestyle changes according to the local residency. Okay, now this is very important. Advertising dialogue copy and dialogue must ring true to the target social class. This is very, very important here. All right, advertisement copy means what? The advertisement print or the television advertisement, what you see is definitely decided by the social class that they are targeting. Okay. Now next is your social factors. Now this is again very important. Social factors: a person's reference group consists of all the social groups that have direct, face to face, or indirect with the person attitude or behavior. All right. Now reference group, this is very important. Positive group, positive attitude and negative attitude, membership and non-membership. All right. Now for example, you have a positive attitude and you are a member. So for example, sports group. All right, you have positive attitude and you are not member, so that are known as a aspirational group. For example, Team India. Fine, everybody is aspirational, is positive, but they are not part of it. Every boy would like to be, who's playing cricket, would like to be the part of the Team India group. All right. But what is there here? For example, any club membership here, he is having positive membership. For example, Surat Tennis Club, STC. Now second is negative attitude and membership, that is social class, that is disclaiming group. You will never accept certain things. Fine. And the negative attitude and the non-membership, that is disassociative group, For example, any terrorist group. So neither you are a member, neither you want to be the member of that. Fine, neither you are a member and neither you have, and you also have a negative attitude. So for example, any terrorist group. All right. Types of membership groups, for example, primary and informal, that is your family. Peers means with whom you are working, your classmates are your peers. All right. So this is one, and second is this, that is your primary. And formal, that is your team India, as I just gave example above, that is Indian cricket team. Then we have secondary and formal, so that is shopping pals, sports pals. All right. And secondary is and formal, that is your alumni association. Now what would be alumni association? The relationship between you and your seniors, you and your juniors. So that is considered as a formal relationship, but it is not primary, but it is secondary relationships. All right. And types of aspirational group. What is aspirational group? You are not member of that, but you want to be member of that team, or you want to be member of that group. So for example, every BBA student has the aspiration of doing MBA. So that is his aspiration. For example, particularly IIM Ahmedabad. Fine, every individual has a dream to go to IIM Ahmedabad. All right. Symbolic, that is team India. No contact, for example, that is you do not have any contact with those team, but you again like to resemble that team. So again the example is of Indian cricket team. All right. Okay. This is a theory over here, what has been explained above, so you can always understand that later. Okay. Now I would like to explain here the concept of an opinion leader. This is a very important concept. Fine. Opinion leaders. Now who are the opinion leaders? Basically, opinion leaders are those who are not, resembling any company, those who are not representing any company, but are the true opinion leaders, those who give the opinion at the right time. Now for example, if you want to refer any book, so definitely you will be asking your teachers that which book is best for marketing management. Similarly, if you want to choose a college, that which college would be best to do MBA, so the faculties those would be suggesting you would be the opinion leader, because they do not have any personal interest in that. Opinion leader is not a salesman. Let's understand one thing. Opinion leaders are not the salesmen. They are just giving you the true and the honest and bias free feedback to let you know that which product or services is good, because he has certain kind of an experience. All right, because he must have used that kind of a product. Say for an example, if you are going to buy a car, then Mr. Tutu Dhawan, he is one of very popular auto expert, auto reviewer, auto journalist, and you will be definitely going to his YouTube channel and you will be referring him that which car is better, whether X car is better or whether Y car is better. So his opinion would be true, would be genuine. So as a company, it's my responsibility to approach this kind of a opinion leader and give them the true information. I'll give a very nice example here. For example, gsmarena.com. Anybody who is interested to buy a new mobile phone will definitely go to gsmarena.com. He'll search about the phone, he'll read the reviews. Fine, he'll go to YouTube, or he'll take the opinion from Gadget and Gizmos, famous journalist. So all these things are been considered, all these persons are been considered as a opinion leader. Let me repeat this: opinion leaders are not the salesman. Company tries to influence this kind of a opinion leader so that they can generate a good amount of sales indirectly, and they do not get any commission out of it. They are merely doing a service by providing the genuine ideas and genuine feedback to the consumers. So they all are known as a opinion leaders. All right. Here very important stuff is written. The wife is traditionally acted as a family main purchasing agent, especially for the food, sundries, staple clothing items. All right. The housewife, or the wife that is a main person in a house, has been considered as a agent, purchasing agent. Basically, for she decides what we are going to eat, she decides about the basic staple goods. Fine, the pulses, your rice, your groceries. So she is the one who is deciding all this stuff. All right. For example, a kid in a home is the marketer, is a sales executive of any company, who decides that what products are to be bought at home, because indirectly he has been influenced by the advertisements. All right. A person's participants in a group, family, clubs, organization. The person's position in each group can be defined as the term of a role and status. Again, this is a next thing. A role consists of the activities a person is expected to perform. Each role carries carries a specific role. For example, a Supreme Court justice has more status than the sales manager, and a sales manager has more status than a clerk. Marketer must be aware about the status symbol potential of a products and brands. As I said, a Rolex might not be bought by anybody, but a specific people would be buying the Rolex. All right. Okay. Now, next is your personal factors. The next one is your personal factors. First, we have seen the cultural factor, then we have seen the social factors. Next, we are seeing the personal factor. So, in personal factors, what come here? The next thing that comes here is age and stage in the life cycle. Now, what is the age? As you see that maximum amount of the product are being consumed by a individual at his young age between 16 to 40. He eat maximum amount of the things, he wear clothes and everything. So age plays a very very vital role for a marketer. So according to the age, marketer decides the consumer target, and they accordingly design the product and they sell into the market. So personal factors again plays a very important role. Let's see here. Okay, people buy different goods and services over a lifetime. They eat baby food in the early years, and most foods in growing and the mature years, and special diets in the last years. Taste in clothes, furniture, recreation also is also age relates. Everything, for example, in today's age, your age, what where you will be liking to go, you will be definitely like to go to parties. You'll be definitely not liking to go with your grandparents to the temple and everything, because at every age you might not be a very regular visitor to a temple. I'm not generalizing it, but this is a general opinion that a marketer feel about. Definitely your recreational activity would be different than your parents recreational activity would be definitely different than your grandparents, because your grandparents would be having altogether a different choice set. Okay. Second is your occupation and economic circumstances. What kind of occupation you are doing, whether you are a job seeker, you are a businessman. So according to that, you will be a certain amount of the products would be decided accordingly. For example, if you are a freelancer, you are a IT personnel, that is information technology, you would be not much more interested in buying a formal clothing. But for example, if you're placed in a very kind of a management firm, so your t-shirts and jeans would be converted into the proper formal shoes, ties, and like that way. So as per your occupation, most of your apparels are been decided, and your economic circumstances, what money you have, so that also has been decided by. All right. For example, design different products and brand managers, engineers, lawyers, and physicians. Fine. So according to that, company decide the clothing. Next is your lifestyle. People from subculture, social class, and occupation may lead to a quite different lifestyle. A lifestyle is a person pattern living for a world expressed in activities, interests, and opinions. Lifestyle we have also done in segmentation process, if you remember. So lifestyle defines you as a whole person. Fine, it defines you as a whole person. Marketers search for the relationship between the product and the lifestyle. This is very important statement that is to be remembered. All right. So if you know that I gave an example, computer manufacturer that might be most computer buyers are achievement oriented. Those who are buying laptops and computers, they are the achievement oriented personnel. So people, company manufacturing computers definitely try to target their computer as a achievement oriented. If you see the advertisement of HP printers, they always talk about getting good marks by giving a good printouts for their assignments. So this is achievement oriented identity. Fine. If you're talking about thumbs up and you talk about Mountain Dew, so they are always taking a risk, a kind of identity, fearless people identity. So lifestyle decides certain amount of goods. Then next is your personality and self concept. Now what kind of a personality you hold? Say for example, I'll just pose an example over here. For example, Nike represent the athletic and the sports personality, and Pepsi represent the youth personality. This about Pepsi we have already discussed in our last lecture. Let's read about the theory over here. Each person has the personality characteristics that influence his or her buying behavior. By personality, we mean a set of distinguished human psychological traits that leads to the relatively consistent and enduring response to the environment stimuli. Personality is often described as the terms of the such traits such as self-confidence, dominance, autonomy, difference, sociability, defensiveness, and acceptability, adaptability. Now, let me give an example over here. Person those who are doing job and do not have any retirement benefit will definitely invest in certain kind of a life insurance, term insurance, because he knows that I am not leaving any kind of a safety for my family after him. So what he is trying to do, he is definitely trying to buy a insurance that is very much necessary for his family after him. So it's very easy to sell an insurance to the people those who are doing job, fine. And people those who are buying insurance, those who are in business, are definitely buying insurance with the aspect of tax saving, fine. And person doing a job is buying an insurance for his family. So this is a difference between both of them. Last but not the least, that is your psychological factors. Psychological factors include motivation, perception, and selective distortion and selective retention. And the next is your learning, and the last one is your beliefs and attitude. This will be continuing our right now, because the next answer will be continuing with the consumer buying behavior process. All right, let's start with this. Okay, here we are. Motivation. Now, some needs are biogenic, they arise from the physiological state of tension, such as hunger, thirst, discomfort. Other needs are psychogenic, they arise from the psychological states of tension, such as recognition, esteem, or belongingness. Now, as you know that certain things like food, shelter, clothing are the basic need of the human activity, but certain things we are determining because of the status that we have in our mind. Okay, I want to use certain kind of a mobile phone only because I have certain status in the society. I want to use certain kind of a two-wheeler only because I have certain image in the college. So that is a motivation to buy something. Fine, a motive person is ready to act. How the motivated person actually act is influenced by his or her perception of the situation. Perception is process by which an individual selects, organizes, and interprets information. Here it is, to create a meaningful picture in the world. So this is all about the motivation. Second is perception. How do we perceive the situation? That is very important thing. Like somebody a half glass full, so somebody would perceive it as a half glass full, and somebody would be perceiving as the half glass empty. So perception plays a very important role here, and within perception we have three different points, that is selective attention, selective distortion, and selective retention. Now, person who's visiting a computer shop will only perceive that over there he will be only getting computers. He won't be expecting a DVD player from a computer shop. All right. So when he sees a DVD player over there, so his perception has been distorted. He distorts his perception, and slowly he'll try to retain his attention. Okay, fine. This kind of a products are also available at a computer shop. Now I'll give an example over here. For example, you have bought a computer from Lenovo, fine, and you are very happy with that product. That Lenovo manufactures a very good product, that is laptop. In near future, when you want to buy a printer from a printer, and what you will think, because Lenovo is manufacturing good computers, Lenovo will also manufacture a good printers. So this is your perception. All right, but when you buy it and the printer is not working as good as you have thought, so your selective attention will be distorted, and you will perceive and you will form a new perception. So that is known as your selective retention. Learning. as everybody knows that a human brain is only developed till 6 years. After 6 years, everything what we do is part of a learning, fine. Because of the stimuli, because of the perception, everything what we are learning is a part of the learning process, fine. I'll give an example here. You can see a small child in front of him. If a small candle is burning, he'll always try to catch that flame, even though his mother will tell him thrice that do not catch flame, it is really hot. But until unless when child carries that flame, he'll learn that okay, really the flame is hot, fine, and next time he will be fearful in touching a flame, because now he have learned himself with the help of a stimuli that flames are hot. In a same way, we also learn about different products, different services with the experience and with the time, and we really find it very easy to learn about the product. For example, what is a reason of the Samsung success? Because Samsung has made good mobile phones, people have started thinking that Samsung also manufactures the good television, Samsung also manufactures a good refrigerators, and Samsung also manufacture good air conditioner, because people have started believing and learning that because Samsung is manufacturing good mobile phones, Samsung is also manufacturing good different kind of a different peripherals. And the next is belief and attitude. Here we are talking about the belief, we are not talking about the blind belief, so please take care of that. A belief is the descriptive thought that a person holds about something. People believes about the product and brand influence their buying decision. A study of the influence of the brand beliefs found that consumers were equally split in their preferences of Diet Coke versus Diet Pepsi when testing both on a blind basis. Fine. Now, there was a test done in USA in an open garden where people were being given Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi in a glass where they could not see the name. So 50% of the people had chose Pepsi and 50% people have chose the Coke. Now, why? Because they just believe that they had this thing in their mind. The brand name is in their mind. The belief is in their mind. Really, they do not work over the product taste. Actually, the functionality of the product is working, but at a certain level the brand name works even harder. Marketers are interested in belief people carry in their head about their product and brands. Brand belief exists in the consumer's memory. Marketers have to go beyond the various influences of the buyers and develop an understanding of how consumers actually make their buying decisions. Specifically, marketers must identify who makes the buying decision, this type of buying decisions, and the steps in the buying process. All right, because okay, here we learn a concept of the consumer and customers. Please, everybody, consumers and customers. Person who's buying a product might not always be a consumer. Who's consumer? A person who's using the product is known as consumer. The person who's buying is really known as a customer. A customer might not always be a consumer. That is a true thing. For example, uh, a male has bought a washing machine for home, so he is a customer. But who's a consumer? The lady, the housewife who's using that washing machine might become a consumer. Say for example, you received a gift as a watch from some of your loved ones. So who's actually the customer? The customer is the another person who bought the watch. But who's a consumer? You are the consumer because you are using the watch. So there is a difference between the consumer and customer. So company is interested that who's making a real decision. Fine. Say for an example, uh, baby's product. So in real, who's a consumer? The consumer is baby, but who's a customer? The customer is mother or a father. So we have to influence those parents to buy that particular type of a product. Fine, because company knows in real the purchase decision is not made by the baby, but the purchase decision is made by the parent. All right, so these are the factors affecting the consumer buying behavior. Hope all your doubts are clear. In case you have any doubt, you can drop your query in a Google Classroom. Fine. Stay home, stay safe. Have a good day.